Naricon, hello, my dear. I hope you're having a good night. I'm actually really excited to be able to get started way earlier than usual tonight. They offered me today at work was incredibly slow. So they offered some of us the ability to go home like an hour, hour and a half earlier than usual. And I jumped on it because I was like, I'm bored out of my mind. But yeah, thank you for joining me. The ad's gonna start in a couple 30 seconds ish here. I'm gonna let that run, and then about 7:35 we'll get going proper. Alright, my dears, we might as well get the party started. Hello, folks! My name is Sharon. Welcome to the stream! We are doing some Final Fantasy XIV tonight with MSQ and some other stuff for A Realm Reborn. Oh, that's right, I left off after the Christmas event. Sorry, Starlight Celebration on Momo. I forgot I'm still wearing the Christmas garb. That's alright. We can leave it on for a stream. But alright, I think we were here to accept the next, extreme primal quest from Urianger. So, let's do that, get it to the point where we unlock the thingamajig, and then, go talk to Ramuh. Oh shit, there's two! Oh my god, I forgot. They had a lot of fun with the names of quests in 14, and especially in A Realm Reborn. Quake me up before you Ogomoro. Bless this mess. Urianger bids you rise to the challenge of another primal threat. The Maelstrom has sent word of a mountain-shaking tremor felt by every man and beast in the northern half of Villebrand. Aye, the kobolds have awoken the Lord of the Crags, and this shuddering arrival doth echo with the heightened strength shown by his sister Primal. Seek thee out, High Storm Commander, always with these names, Rashat Riki at Maelstrom Command in Limsa. Thy path leads once more to the stony feet of Titan. And since I'm pretty sure this is going to bring us to the same place to accept that quest, Whirl of a Time! When Urianger appears pensive, you can be sure another primal problem looms on the horizon. Did you see some new cyber... I did! It looks... Boy, does it look fun. That gear. I've been sort of side-eyeing it. Like, I don't know that I want to pay real money for this, but it's real cool looking. Still, though, I think it is about time that they give us a little bit more cyberpunk stuff. I say that, but I haven't actually played Dawn Trail yet. And I'm told that there's a lot more modern clothes in that expansion. And by modern, I mean, like... I'm told that there's, like, some stuff that looks like a cross between, like, wrestling, like WWE wrestling stuff, and idol culture. Either way, it looks fun. The Lord of the Whirl, slain at thy hand. 'Twas a deed both heroic and historic, a tale to be told down the ages. I fear, however, that the terror of the Indigo Deep did slumber but briefly in the ethereal sea. The Maelstrom hath assured me, with unhappy certitude, that Leviathan doth stir from the abyss once more. Should this indeed prove the case, then we face a most troubling and chilling predicament. The Lord of the Whirl is a voracious being. Not less than a treasure trove of crystals would serve to lure the entity back to our plane of existence. 'Tis folly, then, to believe the sea-bound beastmen could gather such a haul with such impossible alacrity. The Sahagin, I believe, have been entertaining Ascian guests. A threat of unprecedented magnitude now loometh over Limsa. Take thee the swiftest road to Maelstrom Command, and offer thy stalwart service. Thy shining light must needs illuminate the ocean's darkened swell. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. Alright. Poor Ricky over here, like, dealing with having to be our point of contact. Oh! Let's stop getting distracted, shall we? Alright, Ricky. Ah, Momo of the Scions! Glad I am to see you answer our desperate summons. As you have no doubt heard, the kobolds have, it seems, yet again, called forth the primal titan within their mountain abode. The recent quaking of the land can be attributed to no other, and considering the intensity of the tremor, we can be sure that Urianger's warnings concerning the enhanced power of the primals are far from idle. Hello, Josh! I hope you're having a good night. Thank you for coming to say hi. I'm doing some, we're unlocking some primal stuffs in 14. We Maelstrom officers would, of course, like naught better than to shatter the belligerent old boulder ourselves, but we cannot risk losing our soldiers to tempering. Once again, we must turn to the seasoned veterans of the Scions. According to our readings, the rumblings are strongest in the navel, Titan's usual haunt within Ogumura mines. You should be able to enter the Primal's domain by reattuning to the Beastman Aetherite found within the Kobold's territory in Outer Lenosha. After the previous defeat of their great father, you can wager they've recalibrated their crystal. May you crash against this stubborn rock with the fury of 1,000 waves. Momo of the Scions! You are as ever a welcome sight at the Maelstrom Command. Our worst fears are realized. The primal Leviathan has returned to threaten our shores. We did not think it possible for the fishbacks to summon their rapacious god without a considerably longer period of preparation, but there can be no mistake. Prior to contacting Urianger, we received a report detailing the almost complete destruction of a merchant fleet upon the open sea. Only one vessel managed to limp into port, bearing the decidedly unwelcome news of Leviathan's resurgence. Judging by the testimony given by the surviving crew members, the massive waves the entity leveled against the ships dwarfed anything we've ever seen the Primal Command before. Should he unleash a tidal wave of similarly empowered proportions, Limsa would be scraped from this island like a barnacle from a hole. It is with such dread imaginings in mind that I bid you sail forth to slay the Lord of the World yet again. Our strategy remains unchanged. The twin vessel, the War Leader, is already being prepared under the command of Storm Marshal Slafiswern. Make your way to the Moraby dry docks once your own preparations are complete. Seek out Sergeant Sternlona, and she will see you safe aboard the ship. May the navigator guide and protect you. Oh, I don't have to do this. Okay, so this is just an unlock. So I'll do that first. Oh, that's right. I'll unlock the levs at some point. Hello, Sergeant. Storm Sergeant Sternlona at your service. The War Leader is loaded and ready, madam. I'll give the signal for the towing vessel to depart as soon as you're aboard. Leviathan was sighted some distance from the coast, so there should be more than enough time to build up to ramming speed. The entire crew is willing to lay down their lives to ensure you reach your target, madam. So you just concentrate on skewering that overgrown sea serpent. Alrighty. And then, let's go bother these guys. Nope. Oh, nope, that ain't gonna work. Let's see, I think it was... Well, let's take a look at this, shall we? Okay, so I am in the right... I knew it wasn't easy, I knew I had to do the roundabout way. You don't see me! Let's get this started. And see how long it takes to queue up. And in the meantime, let's go get yelled at by Ramu. The fun part for me about Ramu is, it is not old man yelling at Cloud. It is old man who is Cloud yelling at you. Let's see. Oh, that's right.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the Sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born?
Oh. Oh, is this low-key a reference to... Okay, I want... the events that we see in Endwalker.
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. if thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Urianger, I love you so much, my beloved nerd. I really do wish that people had the possibility of sitting down and having a nice chat with certain primals, because you cannot tell me that that Urianger and Ramu would not have the most amazing conversations. Well, now we get to wait for, actually, wait a sec. Give me just a sec. Can I... Ah, damn, never mind. It won't... Nope. Poop. Okay. I was hoping I could do it with some NPCs, but that is not the case. Alas and alack. Okay. Well, while we're in the area, I'm pretty sure that that over there is one of the Sylph, tribal thingies. So let's go ahead and do that. What are they called now? They're not called beast tribes anymore. They're called something else. Societies. Right, societies. Voice of concern. Olmixio is perplexed by your concern for the hapless scholar.
Walking One will truly go in search of the Bumbling One? This one thought Walking One was making joke, like the time this one stole Bumbling One's undergarments. This one does not understand what Walking One is thinking. This one would leave Bumbling One to bumble on one's own. But, oh well, to each one's own. This one saw Bumbling One stumble off towards Lark's Call, between this place and Touch One's home. Bumbling One is probably there shivering in stockings. If Bumbling One found stockings anyway, which this one doubts. Be warned, Walking One. The trees have eyes and report to touched ones. Walking One should not rush too quickly to Bumbling One's aid, thus Walking One fall into nasty trap.
Wait, is that... Okay, yeah, this is the quest to unlock the beast tribes. Or, the society quests for the Sylphs. Then after that, I think I've just got the Ixal, which I can't do right now anyway, because I think I need a level 40 crafting class first. Don't just stand there! Can't you see I'm in danger here? Wait, what am I supposed to do? Survey from this... Okay, so I'm supposed to go back over here and survey the situation. Got it.
Walking One scribbles letters. Maybe Walking One is Smart One that everyone was talking about? Smart One? Ha! Smart One would not stumble so stupidly into these one's domain.
Someone help me! They'll eat me alive!
Shush, Stupid One. These ones have no need for eating. Or did Stupid One not read that in Stupid One's paper stacks? Stupid One is even stupider than this one thought. Now answer this one. Stupid One tries to sneak into these one's home and kidnap Chosen One's podling, yes? Stupid One will confess, or Stupid One will be Shocky Sizzly One.
The Chosen One? Podlings, what are you?
Aha! Did this one know it, or did this one know it?
But this one, I was just repeating what you...
Silence! This one here's Sneaking One. What one goes there? This one knows, Boss One. This one has been seen walking in Little Solace. Walking One is strong, not like Stupid One. Bah, this one will deal with Stupid One another day. Let these ones be off.
Voice, you are the least likable of the Society Quest NPCs. Oh, friend, how can I ever repay you? Why, I thought I was a goner for sure. Whatever do you suppose got into those sylphs? The bestiaries describe them as a carefree, fun-loving folk, and my rather limited first-hand experience has been the same. But do tell, to whom do I owe this debt of gratitude? An adventurer, dispatched by the order of the Twin Adder on behalf of little old me, you say? Bless the commander, always looking out for his charge. Well, I'd like nothing more than to continue this conversation. Would you mind terribly if we did so back at Little Solace? This place is giving me the heebie-jeebies. I, too, would not want to, especially since he's not a battle class. Oh, hello! I say, it's good to see you in one piece, friend. Oh, but where are my manners? I've not even properly introduced myself. Voice, Gridania's foremost scholar of Sylphic customs and lore, at your service. Well, at least that's what I told the commander when I volunteered for the mission. Just between you and me, I'm actually rather new to the field. But I've long been fascinated by the cute little critters, and I thought this is the perfect opportunity to make a name for myself. Which reminds me, I was just thumbing through one of the tomes I, borrowed from the Stillglade Fane when I came across a particularly fascinating passage of a legendary Sylph who is said to possess such power that she controls the very fate of her people. Now, I realize this might sound crazy, but I couldn't help but wonder if this might be the selfsame Chosen One that frightful Sylph was.
Chosen One. Yes, this one does know the legend. Chosen One, the one who embodies the spirit of all trees that have ever lived or ever will live in these one's forest home. Once every 1,000 years is Chosen One brought forth to lead these ones into a new era before returning to slumber. Birth and rebirth, such is the cycle of these one's civilization.
1,000 years, huh? So the last recorded sight of the Chosen One was, yes? That would mean the next rebirth should occur in... just give me a moment now. Yes, carry the one, and...
Elder One, could that be the rebirth of Chosen One is nigh, and Touch Ones are plotting something?
Well, I'll be. I bet our Sylph friend here has the right of it.
This one does not like this at all. Something must be done.
Something. Yes, something, indeed, must be done. And yet many questions of import remain to be answered, such as, where might we find this Chosen One? And what is the true nature of the power she holds? And most importantly of all, where, pray tell, did I misplace my underclothes? I know not if this is related to the coming of the Chosen One, but the Twas wood is terribly chilly these days. But regardless, I swear now that I shall remain at little solace until these mysteries are unraveled. 'Twas not by dumb luck that I was chosen for this task. No, the esteemed leaders of my nation knew that. No, they know that. It is rather cold, isn't it? If you'll allow me a moment's respite. Could there be a more fascinating subject of study than the Sylphs? Every day is a veritable treasure trove of discovery and delight. Why, just yesterday I learned that, among their many acts of mischief, the Sylphs rather enjoy stealing and concealing tomes and parchment. Just prior to that, I learned... what was it again? Forgive me, I seem to have, misplaced my journal. Gee, I wonder if they're related. Thunder. Does that mean we're gonna get an Odin sighting soon? Oh, hey! No, tank, please! Get your act together! Thank you. Now I gotta admit, I do not remember the mechanics of this fight. This is actually one of my favorite primal songs of A Realm Reborn. Oops. dear. Ah, great, here we go again. There we go. Okay, that was successful. I'm sorry, Remu. Oh, look at this. I love this. Like, isn't this shit so fucking cool? Love this setting. Ramu is honestly one of my favorite
I have taken
dudes.
thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine.
Now, is this general, or is this a reference to fucking Shadowbringers? I think the answer is yes.
Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Let's go ahead and, yeah, go talk to folks in Little Solace. These little houses are so damn cute. Can I go in? They're me-sized. Let's finish this. This one is worried. Oh wait, sorry. Voices, right.
This one is worried. If Chosen One falls into the hands of touched ones, it could mean the end for these ones. This one must see to the safety of Little Solace. The search for Chosen One, this one would trust to Walking One. Coughing One spouts big words, but has not the strength to save these ones. This can be seen by anyone, and so this one turns to Walking One. Will Walking One help these ones? You can count on this one. You'll have to ask another one. Of course you can count on this one. Thank you, Walking One. Walking One is true friend to these ones. This one will not forget Friendly One's kindness. Yay!
While I'm at it, actually, let me see if I can't get the Naval Extreme. Private Jagaimo, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramu received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms. If it is well, then, you have some experience. It is well, then, that you have such experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace would be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the Forest Champion of Peace. You performed a monumental duty this day, Private Jagaimo. The elder seats here must be informed of your deeds at once. Let me accept this first, and then I'm actually being summoned to the heckin', I'm being summoned to the Free Company house for a present. So we'll see. What little gods are made of. The Serpent Lieutenant is ready to send you on your way. The Elder Seats here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at Nofika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Private Jagaimo. Now here's the question. Oh shoot! I can tell. So the Free Company estate is apparently in Shirogane, which is the housing stuff that you unlock in Stormblood. Let's go meet my Free Company mates, shall we? Okay, so this is I think a medium-sized estate. Oh, this is nice. I like what they've done with this. This is very cozy. Oop, I can't see. This is pretty. Let's take a look at what all is set up here. Oh, these are pretty. Oh, this is such a nice little nook. I love that we're all potatoes! I forgot they told me that we're all potatoes here.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, they're giving me all the things. Oh! Oops, oops. Give me a sec. They just gave me 1,000,000 gil and some really fancy thingies. Well, I'm clearly gonna have to make a really fancy room. Oh, there's a tall walker. Oh man, look at all the potatoes. I'm so happy. I do want to see what it looks like down here. Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this! Goodness. This is such a cozy little space. This is so precious. Kudos to these guys. Look at this. It's honestly really lovely. Okay, let me see. Entrance so oh, look at the oh, my heart. That is yeah, just, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. But okay, let's go back to New Gridania. And continue with MSQ. A little bit later, I would like to go back to Little Solace and, at least do the first round of Sylph, story quests. But for now, I want to continue with MSQ. Conjurer's Code. Oh, sir, you are merging into the NPC. Welcome back, honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seats here awaits you within. I think they did a great job with the Free Company folks. And they gave me enough money to actually outfit a room of my own, which I will have to do. Very kind of them. Very nice folks so far. I'm just happy to be surrounded by so many potatoes. I fancy my presence was more help than hindrance during our troubles with Leviathan, but this time around, well, even I have my off days. To be fair, Ramu was very particular.
Ah, the hero of the hour. Let us not keep the elder seats here waiting. You should have seen Maxie when we got back to Little Solace. Grateful is an understatement. I thought he was going to shake Papalimos' hand off.
Twould seem that Ida's appraisal of the situation held some merit after all. Mayhap I should not be so swift to discount her intuition.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
I mean, he did literally ask for it.
Ramu made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all.
It's fun and interesting how many times they do retread a lot of the same themes. I mean, hell, even the beginning theme of A Realm Reborn talks about this a little bit. Like, you have to mitigate what happened in the past, you have to forge a strong new path to the future. Like, look to those who walked before, to lead those who walk after. Like, that's like sort of the driving theme here. It's interesting.
Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Hi, sir. I'm here. Oh, Santa! Yeah, I decided not to change Momo's outfit for at least this stream. Next stream, I'll probably change it back to her regular.
Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Okay. You should have seen Maxio when we got... Oh,
Same dialogue.
Thus ends another daunting mission, Momo? I'd hoped Lord Ramu could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Momo? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? I am sure that Minfilia will be eager to hear more of your adventures. Let us return to the Rising Stones and put our thoughts in order.
Okay, nope, dialogue is the same there. That said, before I leave this area, I kind of wanted to go quickly do the first round of Sylph society quests. I don't need the levels, but I would like to make a little bit of progress on getting their stuff up a little bit. What direction am I facing? Okay, there we go. Plus, these missions are kind of cute. Aw, man, why did I have to roll this one? I hate this one. The Magitech Menace. Tenaxia is in dire need of an adventurer's aid.
Friendly one, please! These ones are in terrible, terrible danger. This one's friend saw steel ones in the forest, saw giant spiky ones ripping trees out of the ground. Those ones barely escaped alive. The forest is not safe for these ones with spiky ones crashing and smashing, and there's nothing this one can do. Friendly one is strong one, yes? Friendly one must smash spiky one, make spiky one go away. Friendly one will do this, yes? Bring back piece of spiky one, let these ones know that there is nothing to fear.
The problem being with this is I have to wait for the this damn fate to spawn. Oh shit, wait. Is that the person who does this? Maybe. Okay, let me accept these and I'll go see. Not who they seem. Tenaxia eyes you warily.
Friendly one! Wait, is friendly one really friendly one? This one cannot trust anyone anymore. Why? Because touch ones have learned sneaky skin changing spell. Sneaky ones change skin and then jump out and hurt these ones. This one is afraid to leave little solace. Friendly one does not hurt this one. Good! This one can trust friendly one. Give friendly one Seaboom. Seaboom will let friendly one see through changed skin. See sneaky one's sneaky selves. Friendly one will search for sneaky ones, yes? Bring an end to sneaky one sneaking?
Deck the hut. Tenaxia would repay a debt of kindness.
Walking one at Hut House is always kind to these ones. This one would repay Walking one's kindness. These ones harvested many eat plants, but these ones do not eat. These ones would not be a wasteful one. This one would just decorate Hut House to eat plants, make Hut House pretty place. But this one is missing one. Would kind one go in this one's place?
Alright, let's go ahead and see if speaking with this person will activate this this fate that I need. Because I think it will. Mione Thousand Mom. Shh! Quiet down! Any louder and you'll compromise my position to this enemy. Over there. Can you not see the small party of Imperial troops? Their purpose and how they made it this deep into the Twas without being discovered. That is what I was here to find out. That is, until the tempered Sylphs arrived. Now the two groups are fighting, and more Sylphs gather as we speak. The tempered followers of Ramu are not what one would call friends of Gridania, but we may be able to use this situation to our advantage. Allow the Beastmen and the Imperials to weaken each other just enough, and then swoop in and put the Garlean invaders to the sword, frightening off any Sylphs who remain. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Think about it. If this works, I'll be awarded something. I didn't see his whole dialogue. Okay, so this is definitely not the mission I wanted. But, fighting in it won't hurt. A band of tempered sylphs has engaged a party of Imperial scouts, most likely dispatched to the Twellswood to spy on the Order of the Twinander. Wait for the sylphs to weaken the scouts, and then finish off the Garlean invaders. Yeah, that was kind of the point. But if I get through this FC, or this fate, there's a higher likelihood that the one I need will actually spawn. There we go. And I do actually kind of need more company seals, because I need those to level up in my free company, so I can eventually get to the point where I can turn in gear for company seals. But okay. Oh shit! This is the... Nope. I got super excited. This is not the fate I need. But... Oh shit. Alright. An entry on gratitude mission from their dictionaries. The surviving Sylphs have flown back to the Sylphlands to gather reinforcements and launch an attack on you. Fend off the waves of budding beastmen while seeing that the lightly armed Mio named Thousand Mom stays in the realm of the living. Now what's this? Oh dear. Yep. Sorry, I'm getting on a dodge. Sorry, Mion. Or Mian. I need to Hey, I'm afraid that that is just not gonna work, so let's take a sec and actually do the other, Oh! This was, of course it figures. That's, Sorry, Mian. That's why I avoid defense phase when farming gens. So yeah, they suck. Genuinely, they're just not pleasant. At least, not when you're by yourself. If you're with a bunch of people, that's one thing. But,
Walking one is no fun. Die, boring one.
well, that's not very polite. Let's see. There's one last one to find. And question is, where is it? Ah! Shifty youth. Ah, nothing like a wade in the forest streams. The crisp, cool water sent a most pleasant shiver up my wings. Spine? Y'all need some more practice. But this one's disguise was perfect! I mean, technically yes. Until you opened your mouth. Oh shoot! That did spawn. So let's go ahead and do that one. And to make things easier on me, because I forgot to do it last time, Nico, come help Mama. There we go. Oh, Nico, my beloved. No, leave my son alone. Well, we're getting there. We still need both tanks. On the queue, I mean. There. Nope, I did mean to keep going. Oh, this is pretty. Oh wow, we can actually go underwater here. Or partially underwater. Okay. Stop getting distracted. That's kind of tricky, because it is actually pretty here. I never fly in this area, so... Okay, and then let's distribute the quote-unquote presents. Wild mushrooms, assorted vegetables, or wild vegetables rather, assorted vegetables harvested from the forest. Though likely edible, their pungent aroma suggests that the taste would likely not be worth the effort required to prepare them for consumption. Oop, I got stuck for a sec there. Some vegetables. And then... I think, is there one? Yes. Oh, that's right. That's, not actually an area you can reach. I forgot. I think the other two are inside. I think... yes. I think there's a bit of dialogue from one of the Hawthorns when you do this. Where, oh, yep. Rolf. Blast. Well, I'll be. They've done it again. What's that? It was you who decorated my home with overgrown weeds at the Sylph's request? Oh dear. Look, I appreciate the sentiment, but I'd appreciate it a fair sight more if the next gift from our forest friends was delivered straight to my doorstep and didn't taste of dirt at that. Yeah, the description did say that these were basically inedible. But hey, they would make a really nice compost. Alright, Tanoxia.
This one hears no more crashing and bashing. Does this one dare to dream?
Proto-Armor Identification Key. An identification key for the prototype Super Magitech armor. It's damaged beyond use.
What's this? Friendly One smash Spiky One into bits and pieces? This one is in awe of Friendly One's strength. This one must show this to all these ones. Let all know that Friendly One is here to help, is hero to these ones.
Not who they seem.
Oh, thank you, Friendly One. Maybe that will teach sneaky ones that these ones are not so easily fooled. This one has no doubt that touched ones are planning more sneakiness. Pray do not leave these ones yet, Friendly One.
Oh yes, talking about reputation. Oh, that's right! I hadn't actually sat down and done quests for anybody yet. I've forgotten about that. Hey, that's one thing I could do real quick today. You only get 12 missions per day. If I remember, yep, 9 to 12, so.
Friendly One returns! Walking One was pleased, yes? Walking One wants next gift delivered to doorstep? But where would be the fun in that?
Oh, Tanaxia, you're a little shit. And what can I buy from you, friend? Given how much you're okay, so for context, this is sort of a shortcut to certain materials that are otherwise a little bit of a pain to get for those who don't play 14. In order to make velveteen, you have to get, in order to make the thread, if I remember correctly, you have to kill a certain type of the spider scorpion dudes nearby in the shroud. I think it's the Sylph shroud. And you have to get a bunch of those, and I think it's like 3 of their things, 3 of their webs that go into like one thing of... Am I wrong? Oh, I can't search for crafting method yet because I don't have any crafters unlocked on this bean. But anyway, it's all of this, the fact that you can buy it here is so helpful. It's one of the many reasons to actually team up with these guys early on. But okay, I'm a potato and a pumpkin. Seems like you guys are in different positions now. Let me check you for new dialogue. The children are quick to take to Eorzean ways, but I cannot claim the same flexibility. Yep, new dialogue. Duty calls? Well, no matter the task, I have faith you will see it through to the end.
Take care, Momo. I look forward to hearing all about your adventures when you return.
I tried substituting native ingredients several times, but the result was but a pale imitation of authentic Doman cuisine.
Hi, Miss Momo. What's a Ramu? Is it cute and fluffy like a horse bird?
I mean, Ramu's pretty fluffy. I guess with certain people would probably consider him cute. Mayhap one day we shall accompany you into the field, but for now we must see to less glamorous duties. Speaking with Master Coltonet has opened my eyes to a great many things. I had no idea the world outside Doma was so strange and wonderful. Worried about leaving us alone? Don't be. While the Archons are away, Hoary Boulder will keep the little ones safe.
Miss Momo, is it true you're going to go adventuring again? I'm so jealous.
You're the tiniest bean. There's 3 of the little kids. Where is the other one? Maybe outside. Sorry, I was checking something.
Welcome back, Momo. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianje's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Leven, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'ashtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'ashtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Info dump time.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth a distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
A little tricky, Thancred.
I am sorry, my friend.
for a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
It's kind of like a phylactery.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady.
I guess in that respect, you could consider, you could consider the Ascians to a certain degree to be similar to, Lich. Except rather, that, you know, the physical form isn't around. But the crystal is functionally their phylactery.
Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
It's really funny watching this back now. Now that those of us who played Endwalker have seen Sharlayan.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
It's interesting knowing that in this room, Papalimo and Thancred are actually the eldest people in this room. Even Urianger is not much older than Memphilia. The Lord of Levin is returned to the Ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramu's acquaintance was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whorl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man. Hydaelyn's servant grows mightier by the day. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hand shall the new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true god shall come again. Aqua got Norded. I mean, what is possession by an Ascian but Norting, but getting Norted? Look at this, there's even a fucking X! If there's an organization of people in black robes and they're meeting somewhere with giant chairs and there's purple and black around, you know they're not the good guys. Oh no, they can track him. Guardian of Eorzea. Minfilia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Now that the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest, there's something I would show you, Momo. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions, in particular, the names of all the defeated primals. Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogomog the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there's only one amongst our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. Zippers and belts, indeed. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Momo, and Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be reassured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Until we learn to live in harmony, the primals, too, will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there's no better gift, no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in doing so. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the Sylphs of Little Solace, who wish not of conflict. Of Alisei, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the Calamity. And then there was Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alag, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly a heartwarming antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time? Alphino, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Ah, I have a message from you from You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass along her thanks to you. Why, Alphino, am I to understand that you made an effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Momo, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yorzan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? I just saw your message, Acer. Stay away from the summoner! I realize that you must be quite tired from your travels, but I would most appreciate it if you could find a moment to speak with young Yozan. He's been through much in his own right, I'm sure. After we parted at Nolda, I paid a visit to the refugees. Though a fundamental solution remains far off, I believe that at the very least there should be no armed uprisings in the near future. I'm given to understand that you resolved the matter of Ramu. I'll ask Benfilia for a full report when next we speak. You've done well, Momo. Before we get to the point where a certain event happens, a certain party, I'd like to do the Bahamut stuff, Narukon. We'll have to, once I figure that we're getting to that point in the story, if you would be willing to play that with me, I would very much appreciate it. No obligation, of course.
Yozan's always been the strongest of us, but even he's no match for Kaharu when she's mad. Are you taking a rest too? Promise you'll play with us again soon. That game of hide-and-seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I've had in forever. If I were as big as a mountain and as strong as a bear like Mr. Boulder is, maybe I would like fighting more.
I appreciate it, Narukon. I would love to do that with you. Sorry, I was checking something.
Look, it's Miss Momo. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all wanted to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Momo? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals.
What's all this commotion, then?
Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltona, do you know that Miss Momo is back?
So it would seem. Welcome home, Momo. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the art of combat.
I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not youngs anymore. We're adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Momo if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you?
Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if we were to cross swords with Momo, or I, rather? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhap I am, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Momo? Would you consent to spar with me?
Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing.
Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. The field to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Boulder, I don't know what level you are, but it is below me. I'm sorry, babe. So we turn to heroes of oh wait, that's a song. So we turn to heroes of conscience unstained. May all stop at naught till what's lost is regained. Oh, hello again. Philemon has been teaching me some Eorzean ballads. Though I hail from a faraway land, there's something about music that truly transcends borders. Hikiri has told me about a Doman tea with a most remarkable fragrance. What I would not give to taste it for myself. I bet they're talking about jasmine.
Nothing warms you inside quite like Higuri's tea. Truly, it is a salve for the body and soul.
Just as some children possess wisdom beyond their years, some adults are little more than children writ large. Remember this, and it should save you a measure of frustration in your dealings with those around you. I dare say they heard you talking a mom away. Ida and Thancred dashed out not moments ago. Will they ever start acting their age? Okay, where was this? Ah, yes. Since becoming a scion, I have had much opportunity to hear news of your epic deeds. I must confess, then, that my excitement rivals that of the children's at the prospect of seeing you in action firsthand.
Is sparring dangerous? I don't think I want to see anyone else being hurt. We had a master of lessons back in Doma, and the way he taught us was very different from Mr. Boulder. I'm not sure which way is better, but I think I like them both. As we left the Rising Stones, Mr. Thancred asked us where we were going. I told him we were off to watch you and Mr. Boulder fight, and he looked very surprised. I hope we haven't made him cross. Miss Momo's here! Let the battle begin!
Thancred, Ida, are you around here somewhere? 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Momo. I trust you're ready to begin? Ah, shit. Ah, let's be real. It keeps going down. I'm not going to get into this tonight anyway. Excuse me. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hori, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? That is Momo you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Momo to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells, to your blade work. Hello! You haven't begun yet, have you? These nerds. What? Ida? What? Who are all these people?
When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on.
Yes, and there's still more to come. When I mentioned Momo's name, their reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake.
Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder.
We shall soon see. On your guard! Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes the time to test them. Oh dear. Ugh, such power. The tails barely do you justice.
Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be.
Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. On his ass, just like that. No, you're not wrong. I'm sorry, Cultivate. But you're the squishy one, so, I must admit defeat. 'Twas an honor and a privilege. I'm sorry, Boulder.
Oh no, he looks hurt. Miss Momo's so strong. But you can't give up, Mr. Boulder.
Can't disappoint the younglings. Rah! Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the implacable foe. Do you just want me to... Do we want to draw this out, Boulder? I'm sorry, sir. I don't have the patience. But hey, you're going to survive this battle. Unlike many of my other foes. So, kudos. You bested me. I yielded.
That was incredible! She beat them both at the same time!
We knew you couldn't lose, Momo. None could defeat the Guardian of Eorzea.
Now I see why they sent you to deal with the primals.
I've much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Han, you shouldn't attempt the same unless you have the Echo. How's your ego, Boulder? Are you okay? Is it bruised like your butt? Impressive as always, Momo. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardians of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. No, actually, I mean, technically that's when we first introduced each other, but you and LSA were on the wagon when I was headed to Gridania. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some chose to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, and the nations too self-involved and unstable. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, These wonderful, often infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this indistinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I, too, will endeavor to take up the mantle of the guardian of Eorzea, and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No. What is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat, and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians, is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. So we have finally reached the beginning of this arc, have we? New dialogue again.
Hello. I wish Yida were not so eager to look to the future when we have so many problems in the here and now.
I fear Yida's boundless optimism is beginning to affect my better judgment, and your tendency to triumph against the most terrible of foes is certainly not helping matters.
I can't wait for Alphino to start his new company. I love making new friends.
Your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. Mayhap I should arrange a sparring match of my own.
No, this won't do at all. And then I'll have to... Oh, hello, Momo. If you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment.
Poor Tatu, we're having to keep everything together. Our domain farming methods would have been adopted here on the frontier. 'Tis too early to know... Tis too early yet to know if they will prove to be effective. 'Tis not enough that I am here for my daughter. I must do what little I can to help you all succeed in your monumental tasks. This place has become as a hive, and its bees flit about in constant motion. Perhaps a soothing pot of tea will coax one or two to alight and take a moment's rest. I thought the idea foolish at first, but it seems that the sparring match well served its purpose. Why, I can hardly wait to return to my studios and seek to improve upon my technique. My people's spirits were thoroughly crushed by the loss of our homeland, but thanks to your courage and generosity, I see their inner flames return once more flicker back into life. I too have felt my strength of will make a gradual return. Momo, I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. And I must thank the gods 'twas not a duel to the death. I will, however, cherish the lesson of each scrape and bruise as I work to better my swordplay.
Mr. Boulder fought well, but he was no match for you, Miss Momo. Just you wait. One day I'll be good enough to knock you from the top of your mountain. We need to decide who in our Adventurers Guild will do what. I'm fairly sure Yozan will have to be the sword fighter. He always has to be in the thick of the action. Mr. Boulder is sore and beaten, but he said he'd return straight to his training. I don't think he likes to lose. I like the way Mr. Cotonet fought. No swords or fists. I wonder if I studied hard, would I be able to cast spells like that?
Poor Boulder. Sorry, sir. You don't have plot armor. Okay. Oh yeah, I think I gotta do the rest of the stuff first. Oh wait, there's a thing right here? Oh damn it! I went in there to talk to Alphino. Oh boy. At least the loading screens aren't bad. Susie. With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphino has long been laying the groundwork for this organization of his, and he looks to you for help to turn his proposal into reality. Pray lend him what aid you can. Thank you for coming, Momo. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall but pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. I mean, I'm not going to use any of these, let's be real. Oop. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Actually, we'll store you later. Recruiting the realm. Alphino wishes to request your assistance for his new endeavor. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus, I have been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we had hoped to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation according to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, by being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugees' revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing our formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true, border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I ask that you accompany me on the journey, and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members, while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. For the record, this will be... We're getting closer to the last big story arc of post-game A Realm Reborn. I wonder, if I tried to... I mean, I guess we might as well try again. Oop. What am I doing? Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blofuswin. While the Admiral and I are finished finalizing permissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we may prepare for the next leg of our journey. Yeah, this is the lower decks, so... Yeah, I kind of forget that, you know, where we're going to be teleporting to is up there. Raynor. Master Alphino's new organization. Yes, I had heard the formation of a trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa must needs receive my full attention. I mean, I'll be real, like, I was not expecting him to say yes, even the first go-around. So thank you guys for putting up with the ads. I know they're irritating, but one of them an hour gets rid of pre-rolls and randomized ads the rest of the hour, so... Yeah. Carvalane. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say, your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there's time to act and a time to watch. And I'm afraid that this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Let's see. If I go over here and then up, that'll bring me to a teleporty. So, might as well do that. Oh yeah, I forgot this was still decorated for Christmas. It's pretty. Well, if it ain't Momo, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough, or daft enough, to seek a shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Riol, don't you? Formerly of the Company of Heroes? 3 whistles at Bronze Lake? Aye, it ain't often I drag my arse out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare ya these days? You looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Sounds like a right lark it does. All right, last, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. I don't know, there's something weirdly funny to me about the fact that, like, these lines are, like, embedded into the snowman. Are they being Santa? I'm confused. And why should I take on a scrack as yourself? I want to see him fly, Captain. Oh, no, this is a recruitment for the captain's, Actually, let me see. Do you have any different dialogue? Are you hoping to join our crew? You'll have to walk to the back of the line and wait your turn with these others. Perhaps the captain will like your face. Mayhap he'll pitch you over the wall. There are many and more willing to risk his fickle favor for a chance to serve on Limelin's most beloved ship. Nah, thank you. I've got enough responsibilities. Ah, Brithale. My favorite failboat of a guild leader. Hananza! A precursor to a united Eorzean Grand Company? Well, I do admire the scope of your ambition. My responsibilities here at Naldic and Vimili's keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. I mean, that's fair. We can't just be asking, you know, guild leaders. They're a little busy. Howly Thanite. For some reason, my brain honestly thought that the name was that was a joke name. I'm not sure that it is. Eh? Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvelane's door. She's such a fun character. Actually, I wonder. My hat gives me away, but I almost fit in the present. Oh, I suppose. Was it this way or was it that way? No, I think it was this way. Ah, yes. Como, your recruiting went well, I trust? I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough-and-ready folks of Limsa Laminsa. Ah, a member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew entrusting our aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I, too, was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seatsier proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nufika's altar. Goodness, sorry. My audience with the Elder Seatsier is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Do you remember this shitheel? He was a member of the Serpents, and he sold people out for money. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, the Rentis, the man whose crimes you exposed? I was a whaler and a regular patron of Buscaron's. Yes, now I remember. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, huh? And what's your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Wood Whalers would have naught more to do with me. This might be just the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's Toll, you said? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. Actually, I wonder if there's anything different I can get from here. Master of the Rules.
Yay! I got some more certificates.
Now here's the question. Is that new? No. Do I already have this? Oh, I hadn't unlocked it yet. Huh. Let's see. Did I already get one of these? Yes, I did. Okay. Did I already? Okay, yes. This one, it says, an illustrated manual of how to bring back neglected flowers from the brink of dry demise. Used to earn the /water emote. It's just an emote, but it's cute. And then these are, you could Nowadays, you can wear glasses independently of whatever headgear you're wearing, just for looks. So, I gotta unlock that, but I'll figure it out. The Faces We Wear, Pince Nez. An illustrated periodical on fashionable facial accessories, this particular issue contains a cover story on sophisticated round glasses of varying colors, used to unlock the Pince Nez facewear. Then, an illustrated periodical on the fashionable facial accessories, this particular issue contains a cover story on metallic goggles of varying colors, used to unlock the brass goggles facewear. Let's see, I'm pretty sure, yes I do, I already got that. Oh, I didn't get the Furion. I must have run out. And Kamaimu. There we go. And that lets me do this. Does it actually do anything? No. It's just for funnies. Then we got a Furion. Free is a very good price. And we got Kamaimu. Part lion, part dog, all lion dog. Summon your Kamaimu minion. Part lion, part dog, all lion dog. Believed to ward the places from intruders with evil intent, statues of these mythical lion dog creatures are often erected at the gates of sacred locations, such as shrines. When paired with another, they will always face forward. These are based on, what are their names? I forget. They're called lion dogs. There's an actual Japanese term for it. And, my buddy Puck did a webcomic, actually, where some characters that are technically these lion dogs showed up. His comic was called Dragon Husbands. Really recommend it if you haven't read it. And we got Furion. The craftsmanship used in creating this clockwork automaton is far more impressive than anything you've ever seen. Which poses the question, why would anyone part with the doll without asking anything in return? Facewear! I don't think Momo... Actually, well, why don't I look and see? What does it look like if my little potato wears glasses? Well, I don't know about these. These make her look sinister. What about these? The goggles are a little silly. I'm not sure if she's much of a glasses person. We'll see. Alian. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, Momo, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've come. Mother Mione tells me 'twas you who fell to a fearsome black wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of the new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working toward. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. My back is perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me to my bed if you think to prevent me from... Ow! Well, mayhap I'll rest for just a short while. Here, let me go ahead. Alright. I love how that one's just balancing a little present on his head.
He's doing him best.
You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept that. I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady hath wrought upon this land. All right, you're being an angst muffin. Bye! Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise. But its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Yeah, that's fair. What news, Momo? For my part, the Elder Seedseer was most amenable to our requirements. A former woodwhaler and a seasoned adventurer? Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Sorry, I took a drink and now I need to put the lid on like a human being. Ul'dah, the gilded city, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower levels before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Mama. Why would I try to recruit this guy? A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire? Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next style over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. I was gonna say, why would we... Our character is very optimistic. Aye, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorified new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved in it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Boop. Nope, this way. I'm sorry, are we going to try to fucking recruit somebody who's shopping for a dress? Oh my god, Yellow Moon. To be fair, Yellow Moon is very, very strong. I'm sorry? You wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, miss. I mean, it would be extremely funny if she were to fight, because I'm pretty sure, did we see a cutscene with her where she kicked somebody's ass in the, wasn't it in the Hildebrand storyline? I forget. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I'm Orson of the Church of St. Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion? Thancred, was it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek, then. Your proposed organization sounds like a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. When I first played this, I got really confused as to why so much of this is basically underground. And then later on I was like, oh no shit, it's in the fucking it's in the desert. Of course they're gonna bury it to keep it cool. You're a long way from Little Alamigo. Wait, you're the lady who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Anyway, that disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions? And you say it'll take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Amigo. I prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Oh, look at this on the wall. It lights up and everything. That's cute as shit. Come to think of it, Gridania is the only city where part of the city is not laid out on top of itself. If I were to jump down there right now, I would be in a lower level. That you can actually... I'll do so after speaking with Alphino. How fared you, Momo? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamigan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are still yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge, nonetheless, and the hope that aspires the people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Momo. I'll not squander the precious gift you have placed in my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we're free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessing. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documentation signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You're concerned by the Syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I'd prefer not to rely on outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. It's amazing that he has any kind of prescience, any kind of awareness of this, given how free he is with his family's money later on. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until this company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process. Sorry, that yawn came out of nowhere. But we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let's return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. You stole me! I wanted to jump down.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
No.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Something to bear in mind is, so Nanamo's parents, that rotten potato gets a, yeah, fucker. Something to bear in mind is Nanamo was only 5 when she ascended the throne. After her parents died, she was forcefully given the throne. And it was, I think, at the same time that Ralban had achieved, I don't know if he was a bodyguard first, or if he got, like, head of the flames, and then started taking care of, Nanamo. Either way, I'm pretty sure that happened around that time. He basically raised her. It had been 10 years since then, at the beginning of the original Final Fantasy XIV. And at the end of the events of the original game, the meteor happened, and it has now been 5 years since then. So Nanamo is only about 20. If I'm remembering correctly. Where's my Nanamo minion? Am I misremembering? Wait, do I not have a Yes, I do. Okay, yes, I was right. She was... yeah. 5 when she was... crowned. The poor bean. My little potato. Yeah, I will say that aside from Nanamo, and aside from, like, the Black Mage Guild, most of the Lullafels in Old Dog give Lullafels a bad name. And most especially Dunes folk. With the primal threat presently... Oh, no. That was... same dialogue. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our efforts is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Momo. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. My grandfather forged the Circle of Knowing in the hopes that, throughout the accumulation of knowledge, Eorzea may be saved from disaster foretold. A band of champions brought together by a common goal, to lead our realm to a better tomorrow. Though our means may differ, I would like to believe I do him proud in undertaking this new endeavor. Well, there was the Circle of Knowing, and there was the people that studied the Archons who studied in Charlian, and together the two of them basically formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, if I'm remembering correctly. Heretical harassment. Memphilia appears eager to welcome you back to Revenant's Toll. Greetings, Momo. Alphino tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphino to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own device for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slathborn would not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? Yeah, if you go from like a new person a couple times a week at most to a bunch of people within a couple of days, yeah, that would be a little stressful. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, was fixing something. What can I do for you, Momo? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new armful of scions. I barely noticed your recruits alive. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate the offer of your aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slapboard! The shipment! We couldn't! Gods, woman! What befell? We were bringing a ship into Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we saw it cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were too many. Too many! We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is aught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to become more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? As for Tom's, we collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Momo, were you not on good terms with the Knights of the House for Tom? I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Harshaphant will be glad of your assistance. And to see us again. Blue-eyed tall husband. No, I joke. I think my only warrior of light that I've ever had that is not Ace's shit is Trisha, my Lady Rogadin. Well, if it isn't my fine friend, Mama Jagaimo, would you care for a plate of roasted caracal? Some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you've not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening up an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. When the cold sets in, Lord Harshaphant awaits confirmation of the reason for your visit to Camp Dragonhead.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil.
Get off the desk, you silly dear. No, she's here to stay.
Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name.
I genuinely did not know that that was mentioned this early. I completely forgot about that.
What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
So I know these are earrings, but given the dark background, I genuinely thought he just had bits missing from his ears.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
So apparently, come on, Flag. Come down here, baby. So, from what I understand, Haurchefant is way more outwardly flirtatious in the Japanese. I think I read that it's comparatively tame or subtle here. It is a lot more explicit in the original Japanese. Or at least there's more double entendres. And that remains the same, I think, regardless of whatever sex your Warrior of Light happens to be. Which I find delightful. Oh, it says up. Okay, so what I'm looking for is... Okay, now it says down. Is there an... Yeah, I probably should have guessed that. Sorry for the wild, wacky fucking... camera. It's never great inside buildings, but flying makes it worse. Mama, welcome, welcome. You'll be pleased to know that the repairs to the stone vigil proceed apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong, that the Dravanians may batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. I would venture, however, that the matters of masonry are not what brought you to Whitebrim. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhap you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came mere moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant may recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Oh, that's right. The infirmary's up there. That means it must be upstairs. To tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackguards. Blackhearts, rather. I was traveling my usual route to White Room Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystal. They were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all. They'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Well, off we go! One of the years, the Starlight Celebration reward was, I think one year it was a polar bear, and another year it was like a brown bear in a Santa outfit, and I think one of them threw snowballs and the other one threw gifts or presents. Oh dear. Cold solves my pain, and the other one said, my life belongs to the lady. Gah! Draw your weapons, foul— Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You're come seek heretics? Then we share a common purpose, then. We were here on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine. And yet, they're gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. I completely fucking forgot that we encountered her before Heavensward began. Oh my goodness. Sorry, needed a drink. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff? Could it be our Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best if we were not— oh my god. 'Twould be best if we were to return to White Room Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillamont. The background noise is usually so loud in this zone that it almost feels weird without it. Though it's mandatory for the town, I think. Momo, it appears I owe you thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your admission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what might very well be the lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Harshaphant of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Alrighty. Momo, 'tis good to see you return to the toll. How fare you in these frozen wastes of Kurthus? House Fort Tomes is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Harshafant for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm, in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphina's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Nah. Brave new companions. Slackborn is news on the progression of the inaugural ceremony. Actually, I hate to say this, but I know that I was actually planning on going, I was going to try to go till midnight tonight, but I'm kind of starting to flag a little bit. I think I should probably do the sleep thing. So, why don't I leave it off here, and then this way when I start next time, I won't have to give anyone a recap on the story too much. Okay, I think that's the plan. Thank you guys for joining me tonight, though. This was really nice. I know it's kind of short. I'm still trying to work up my my stream stamina, so to speak. My ability to have longer streams. I'm working on it. But yeah, Naricon and Acer and everybody else, thank you so much for hopping by to say hi tonight. Who do you want to go say hi to? I've got Otterly doing Sonic Racing Crossworlds with the Knights stuff. GK is also doing that. Luna is doing Kirby Air Riders. And Aurora Deity is doing Mega Man Battle Network, looks like. Any preference to who we go say hi to tonight? Or any suggestions for folks that I didn't list? Oh, I just realized that I'm not... Dang, there's a couple of folks that I'm not following that show up on the suggested that I'm gonna have to follow after this. Okay, anyway. When was the last time I raided Arley? It's been a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, let's go say hi to Arley. So, this is it for today. Sunday, I will be doing, Viscera Cleanup Detail Santa's Revenge, which I know is a couple days late for Christmas, but I really wanted to do the Santa level on Wednesday, and I didn't have time to stream any other days. Either way, though, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you spending part of your Friday with me. Take care, stay safe, and until we talk again, have a good one. Let's go say hi to Otterly.